I will show you how to export and package your project in Unreal Engine 5. First thing, we're going to set up some settings. Go here to Platforms and then you go here to Package Settings. Inside of these package settings, the first thing you will need to go is from Build Configuration, instead of Development, go to Shipping. This is for the full release of your game. This is what your gamers will see. Then the staging directory is where you want to export your game to. So, for example, I created this map on my desktop here. Select your map, and that is this. Then you can look at the option Full Rebuild. You can read what this does, but basically this means if it has to rebuild everything or not. For the full release of your game, you can checkbox this one, or you can leave this as false if you only want to add modified files, so you don't have to wait the entire time just for testing purposes. Right now I leave this as is, but for your full game release, make sure this is checked. Then we go in here to project, namely here the description. You can fill in these names here and description files as needed. So if you have a company name, you fill this in, etc. Now the project thumbnail, you upload the image right here, and it's a PNG file for that one. Okay. Next up, we go in here to maps and modes. Now basically the important thing here is the editor startup map and the game default map. You want this to be the first thing your players see when they load up your game. Mainly, this should be the main menu that you created. I usually create a level where I store the main menu in, and this is what I set up for this box and also for this box. Make sure your first level, so your main menu, is selected here in the maps and modes. Then you want to select your supported platforms right here. You can have them all selected if you want to support all platforms, or you can deselect if you don't want the other platforms, for example only Windows. Then the target hardware, you can choose the settings that you would see fit. For a Windows build, I would select these ones. Then, for example, if you choose the Windows build right here, underneath the platforms here, you can select Windows and then choose more of these settings. If you don't know what you're doing, you can leave this one as default, but make sure to change the splash screens and the game splash and the game icon. Hover over to see the dimensions. For example, this one is 720 x 370, and also here and here. Change the dimensions and the game icon by clicking on the three dots, select the icon you need, and this will be better looking inside of your game. Then it's time to go back to our viewport and go back to platforms. We just went here, but now we choose the build we want to use. So for example here this Windows one, select shipping once more, then go back here, Windows, and then you go to Package Project. Then select the map you want once more, and select your map. And now you can click here, show output log. Now you can see your game being built. This can take a while, so relax, come back in an hour or something, depends on the file size. Now my game here is pretty small, so the packaging here is complete. Once more you can see the output log, and this is a build successful, so I can play my game right now. But this can cause some errors. For example, you can filter only the errors. And you can see here the red errors, and you need to fix them. Now, the warnings is not that important, and this is all the messages, for example, build successful. Then I go here to my map where I exported this game, and now when I click on Windows, I see this X file. So when I open this one, I should be able to play my game. And right now you can see the final build of this game, but don't leave yet because I will leave with some bonus material as well. Troubleshooting can be a real headache, and some errors you can find online. For example, in the forums.unrealengine.com, this is a place where I usually go to find out these errors, or to stackoverflow.com, and you can type in Unreal Engine or the error that you're looking for or ask a question. This is mostly a programmer's forum, or you can Google or YouTube your way to your solutions. So to really look into these materials, because the errors that you found usually come up multiple times. So have a look at that one, and you really have to work regularly. So don't only build your game when it's finished, but every few days or whenever you make big updates, at least every few times rebuild your game. And as a bonus tip, let me show you the project launcher. Here in platforms, you can see project launcher. And in this project launcher, you create custom launch profiles. So for example, when you click the add button, create custom profile, you can fill in the settings however you would like this to be. So once again, when I go here to project launcher, you can see my default profile, and you can create another one. So for example, when I go back, I have two profiles. I can optimize one for testing purposes and one for the final build. So then I can use the desired settings without going through all the hassle once more. So if you want to look more into Project Launcher, this is maybe a quick tip But if you want to do it for a final launch, you can go to the tips that I already showed you, and then I hope you successfully exported and packaged your game without too many errors. Remember, troubleshooting can be a headache, so do it regularly. I can't stress this enough. Go to the tips that I showed you before, and then I hope you can successfully export your game and have a great experience. See you in the next videos, more videos like this on the channel. Subscribe for free to see more. Bye bye.